Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. You may begin.
Thank you, sir. Good to see y'all this morning. Well, I'm back here again after another week has transpired without any notice by this court to the election problems that we had in the most recent election. And it's, you know, I was taught a long time ago that when you find yourself in a hole, the best thing to do is to stop digging. And it looks like the county just can't put that shovel down. I have to read in my media that now we have the outgoing or the gone elections administrator making all sorts of suppositions about what might have happened in that voting booth with the two people that were eligible for the election. I have no idea where she's getting any of this. Maybe she's privy to some documents that I don't have yet or that I can't get. But I do know that a district judge made findings of fact that I've referenced in this court before. Those findings of fact are very specific, and if you're not familiar with court documents, findings of fact have to be very specific because when there's an appeal, that's what's attacked, the findings of fact and the conclusions of law. These findings of fact, two of them I will call your attention to again, are very specific. The findings of fact by Judge Dan Mills were that two people voted in this election. He named those two people, and that both of them cast their votes for the bond propositions and for the directors that were listed on the ballot. So for county officials to go out to the media and say, well, maybe they didn't push cast ballot, maybe they just didn't know what they were doing, maybe the voting machines were unfamiliar, that is not what this judge found. He found that they voted. In order to vote in the state of Texas in an electronic voting machine, you have to push cast ballot. So for outgoing officials and current officials of this county to go to our media and to make statements that are not consistent with those facts, you're challenging the judge at that point. I'm not prepared to do that. I don't think this judge has a dog in the fight. I don't think he did anything improper. I mean, his citations in his judgment are proper, as far as I can tell, and I have no reason to believe that this man would do anything untoward or unlawful. But by making these suppositions, that's basically what you're saying. And so what I think we need to do at this point, and I had to laugh because the other day I was on the county's website and it says, you know, if members of the public would like to have something placed on the agenda, contact your commissioner. Maybe if you're part of the contrived economic development crowd or you're a contractor or a developer or something, maybe that's possible. But us lowly little citizens that don't feed at the government trough, we don't seem to have a whole lot of impact here in this court. But I think this item does need to be placed on the agenda so that we can have a back and forth instead of me getting up here every week for 3 minutes and then members of this county and employees of this county going to the media a day or two later and trying to counteract what it is I say up here. Let's have that discussion right here in open court and let's ferret out all these differences. Maybe you can convince me that I'm making my judgments in error. I'm willing to admit that. But I dang sure think that I'll call it disrespectful for members of my county that I pay taxes to go to the media and to call me a liar. Because that's basically what, not y'all specifically, but what the county has been doing. And all this stuff that just goes back and forth, it's like, you know, it's like bullets whizzing past one another. Let's come together in the same room and let's have this discussion. I don't think this court should be afraid of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, the second person I have is Mr. Sam Brennan. Good morning.
Good morning. It's been a while. It's good to be here. Matt's detailed the issues around the Anthem election quite well. I'm out here to talk on a different point today, one that I presume you're generally aware of, and if you're not specifically aware, I highly encourage you to look into it. Hays County does not follow state election code in the administration of its voting machines. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Hays County does not follow state election code in the administration of its voting machines. There are significant areas that are material to elections, things they're supposed to be doing. For instance, when they put in the mobile ballot box, the thing that collects the votes, they're supposed to run a zero tape at the beginning of the day, just to show that there's no votes already on that mobile ballot box. They don't do that. That computer is supposed to capture a digital image, not a database file, a digital image of that vote. That's not occurring. There are numerous, and I can, if any of you are interested in this, I would look forward and welcome a phone call from you. I can detail many of the areas that Hays County has just chosen not to follow the law. And in light of that, with what happened in this anthem election, I think to not give this attention and not have it be heard is, I mean, this is the foundation of the freedom that we say we have. The ability to have recourse at the ballot box. And we have good reasons to believe that we're not getting it. Hays County does not follow state law. This needs to be a topic of discussion in this courtroom. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, here's the two. All right.